Honorable Minister for Housing and Urban Affairs, Shri Manohar Lalji, Honorable Senior Ministers from the states, Honorable Senior Representatives of the international community, the multilateral agencies, ambassadors, my senior colleagues from the ministry, from the states, mayors, elected representatives from the urban local bodies, a large number of policy makers, policy planners, youngsters who are involved in this entire urban sector's churning. This is an extraordinarily important day when close to around 1,200, 1,300 of us are gathered in this hall and about 800 have joined online. The response to this initiative of the Honorable Minister has been tremendous and overwhelming. I welcome you all to this extraordinarily important Urban Conclave 2025. For me, standing here, it is a privilege and an honor to be a part of this gathering, because standing as I do after nearly 28 years of being a part of this sector, I have not seen such a gathering in my life so far. And here we are gathered, India's most committed urban leaders, policy makers, practitioners, and this conclave is both a reflection and a reaffirmation of our collective responsibility to make Indian cities more livable, inclusive, and future-ready. But I must, at this juncture, talk about three important dates that led to today, the 8th November. And these are three dates when we had close interactions with the most visionary leader of our times, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, on 15th of December 2024, 27th of December 2024, and the 4th of June 2025. I have actually gone back to my notes, sir, and I was filtering all the directions and the mandates that we received. And under the guidance of the Honorable Minister, we have been able to put this together for all of us. Honorable Prime Minister, on the 15th of December, he was addressing a large gathering of civil servants at the Chief Secretary's conference. And he said that India needs a team urban for Vikasit Bharat. How do we create it? Go ahead and create it. And he used a very interesting, in his characteristic way, he used a wonderful phrase. He said, Samuhikta ki shakti ke pradarshan kariye. Please bring forth the energy that comes out of togetherness, collaboration. That should be the spirit of Team Urban that will go towards 2047. And when I conveyed this to the Honorable Minister, he said, no, put together everybody. Not merely the state level, not merely the central level, but right up to the mayors and the local bodies, the academia, the practitioners, everybody. Today, the urban conclave that has been put together is a response to the mandate that came from the Honorable Prime Minister, guided, personally nurtured by the visionary and the enormous administrative experience and acumen of the Honorable Minister Manohar Lalji. I am really, truly grateful to both of them for having guided us on this path. The second point that the Honorable Prime Minister said on 15th December is, next year when you meet, you will be celebrating the 150th birth anniversary of Sardar Patel, who is and was and began as the foremost municipal urban leader. Yesterday, Honorable Minister, in his address, he referred to the role of Sardar Patel. And today's urban conclave is also a dedication of our commitment to nation building in the pathway that Sardar Patel showed us. Just as a small digression, I remember when Sardar Patel was contesting to be mayor of Ahmedabad, and in that particular voting, the votes were evenly split, 20 and 20. The casting vote was with him. So they were evenly divided, and he had to cast a vote whether to vote for himself to become mayor or for somebody else. that particular election, Sardar Patel voted for his opponent, and he himself lost the election. Next year, when he contested, he then took on the reins of becoming mayor of Ahmedabad. That is the spirit of leadership that Sardar Patel gave to urban sector. The third, of course, is we started by commemorating and celebrating the spirit of nationalism, which Vande Mataram represents. And yesterday, a nationwide celebration was undertaken. And again, we started today's deliberations on this auspicious note. Friends, as I said, Honorable Prime Minister, on 15th of December, he told us, to create a team urban, which will include together the entire nation, because the urban challenge and the urban opportunity is an opportunity of every citizen living in every corner of the country, and everybody is responsible. The state level is responsible, the urban body level is responsible, those who are outside of the urban bodies are also equally contributing, and everybody has a stake in it. In fact, I was reading somewhere in a small line of the book that Sridhar wrote of. I think the metric is that for every kilometer somebody lives away from the urban area, you lose 1,200 rupees. That is, the closer you are to an urban area, you get 1,200 rupees more. I'm sure the numbers are different, but there is an opportunity, there is a public welfare for all of us. So Honorable Prime Minister gave us this mandate on the 15th of December. On 27th December, when we were again gathered, and he, as Shri Sharma ji knows, he has this tendency of pushing the bar and the envelope. Every time we go to him with what we think is a completed homework, we will come back with a fresh set of work. So on that day, less than 12 days after the 15th December intervention, he said that in the urban areas, we need to bring economic thinking. It is not enough for all of us to merely satisfy with basic needs, to be satisfied that we have put together some basic infrastructure, but we have to think, how does the urban area contribute to the economic welfare, economic growth? And the point that he made was very important for all of us who are gathered here, who are practitioners and policy makers. That is, to test each and every idea from the point of, is this idea going to add income to my city? Is it going to add income to my GDP? Is it going to make any kind of an amplification of the economic progress? So economic thinking as an important element of urban framework is this important direction that came to us on the 27th December. Thereafter, he gave many directions, but the most important thing on the 4th June of 2025 that he spoke of is that we need to look at urban governance from a very, very serious perspective. बहुत गंभीरता से इसके बारे में सोचना चाहिए, because the differentiator is going to be the quality of our governance, how well we govern and how well we allocate our resources. And he said कि हमें मूलभूत रूप में बदलाव चाहिए, and जब ये बदलाव होगा तो हमें भरोसा मिलेगा, और वो जो प्रजा की भरोसा हमको मिलेगी, वो जो है एक अनमोल खजाना होगा. This is the direction in which Honorable Minister has been pushing us in program after program, initiative after initiative, and continuously we have been putting together this kind of a framework. Friends, this framework is a collaborative framework where all of us will collectively start assuming responsibility for taking our nation forward on the pathway of growth, and the pathway of growth is on the urban pathways. Two other important points and takeaways. He said that it is no longer enough for us to compare that we did this 2 years back, 3 years back, and therefore we are better off. He says, now compare yourself against 2047. कितना काम बचा है, किस तरह से हम लोग आगे जाएंगे. So that is this shift in metric. Second, quantum is no longer adequate. Quality is very important. We have to ensure that our investments are sustainable, are productive, are giving back much more bang for the buck than they used to in the past. This is an important, significant shift, and he wanted all of us, and I'm just paraphrasing all of this because this is a collective national task that he has conveyed for all of us, and it is my responsibility with the approval of our minister to convey to you because we have to do it together. He said we should all have a capital expenditure strategy. And in doing so, why isn't the private sector participating? Why aren't we able to harness the private sector capability? How do we bridge this gap? How do we work together? And many of the initiatives that were taken by the government, especially in the nature of the recent announcements such as Urban Challenge Fund and so on, indicate in this direction. Friends, therefore, coming back to the main theme of this entire conference, today is the day when all of us are being knit together as a single Team Urban 2047 for the Vikasit Bharat 2047. And on this, I take my greatest privilege for thanking the Honorable Minister for having guided us to put together this team. And he has said that annually we should have this event, once every year, so that we are able to meet and collectively imagine what we should be doing. It is also important that when we talk about Team Urban, it is not merely putting together of all of us in one room or bringing together an agenda of common thinking. What is happening is all the institutions are being put together. In fact, as we speak, on the last, you will remember many of the honorable ministers who were there during the Urban Ministers Conference in July. Honorable Minister had launched a training program, a capacity building program for urban professionals. I'm very happy to tell you that close to 400 such urban professionals are under training in the various training centers on a certificate mode. And under her sir's hand, we will be having a ceremony on the Good Governance Day on Atalji's birthday, 25th December. So this is a part of the entire capacity building effort that is going on. We have heard an extremely erudite exposition of what is urban. I would only like to add one line. Kindly think about it. Very many of us would have gone, हम लोग गए होंगे ये काफ़ी ये आर्मी एरियाज में से जब गुजरते हैं, we see certain areas are वहाँ पर एक बोर्ड लगी होती है technical area, and there are non-technical areas. So I always wondered कि भाई when you're driving through वहाँ तो पूरा green हरा हरा लगा हुआ है, why is it technical area and why is something not a technical area? That is an area where they carry out exercises. Maybe they are doing some exercises, maybe they are shooting. I want to say in the geography of our country, 4%, 3.5 to 4% is the technical area of India. Now why I say it's a technical area, urban area and rural area के बीच में यही अंतर है that urban area cannot survive, cannot sustain, cannot function without technical support. मान लीजिए पानी की व्यवस्था नल बंद हो गई, कहीं पंपिंग मशीनरी बंद हो गया, तो अर्बन एरिया काम नहीं करेगी. 2 दिन से हम लोग देख रहे थे सम स्मॉल टेक्निकल ग्लिच इन द दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट, सारी व्यवस्थाएं गड़बड़ हो गई, रोड कहीं अटक गया तो कहीं चलेगा नहीं. सो दिस ज्योग्राफी इज़ अ टेक्निकल एरिया. और अर्बन सेक्टर जिसमें हम सभी हैं और ख़ास करके हमारे मंत्रालय, वी आर नॉट अ जनरल मिनिस्ट्री, वी आर अ टेक्निकल मिनिस्ट्री. वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड दिस. हमारे यहाँ वी हैव द ओल्डेस्ट इंजीनियरिंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ द कंट्री, परहैप्स ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, 173-year-old Central Public Works Department. Nobody realizes it, how old it is and how eminent it is. We have a Central Public Health Engineering Organization which goes back to first 5-year plan, which gives us the basic foundational architecture of public health engineering. किस तरह से पानी का systems होना चाहिए, किस तरह से sewage systems होना चाहिए, how do you design it, what standards to use, what materials to use. We have the Town and Country Planning Organization, again a technical organization, because on the basis of planning, only we will progress. So far we have been able to progress at a certain pace. We have to improve further. So this is the third dimension. इस तरह से we have enormous number of technical organizations and technical special purpose vehicles like HUDCO and others. So my submission to you is, through the guidance of the Honorable Minister, yesterday he launched in the Urban Mobility Conference 3 very important initiatives which are again relevant here. First, he launched the Urban Mobility Training Institute, where DMRC Training Institute is being repurposed so that the entire urban mobility framework and training can be put together under one large umbrella. Now, this is being supported by our centers of excellence, the RCUAs, our collaborators, our partners in the states. This is one part of it. He also launched something very interesting. He launched the Indian government's Metro International Initiative, which means Indian capability will be exported abroad, and this is where we will collaborate, because all of you are funding a lot of development projects, whether in the near neighborhood or in Africa and other places. But who will deliver? We have the capability to deliver. Honorable Minister directed us, and we have created a special purpose vehicle to implement metro structures in similar areas. And the third thing he has done is he has enabled the entire framework which he has launched yesterday, where all of us can come through a collaborative, in a collaborative environment. Friends, there is a lot I have to say. I really don't want to take more time from what Honorable Minister has to guide us. But I just want to conclude by telling you that over this 2 days, this is a conclave that is beginning this year, and under the guidance and support of all of you, and all my colleagues have put in nearly 9 months of intense effort. Like as I told you, 15th December 2024 was the mandate. 8th November 2025, we have been able to deliver. In between, every day, this team Urban has been working consistently to deliver this event, which in my humble view is truly global class. So this is a great institutional shift that has happened. So, and in this, what I would also say is, there are many who have not been able to join us, who are joining online. We are trying to create a knowledge sharing framework where we will share whatever is the information, knowledge that is available with us, so that it is available for the larger ecosystem. Because it's only by sharing of knowledge that we can all become equally strong and capable. And here, whether it is academia, the youngsters who are joining the profession, all those who will be joining the future cadres of municipal administration and so on. Honorable Minister has nudged us to do 2 more things. And here I want to say it because over the last 40, 50 years, urban sector's core capability in that larger technical framework has not kept pace. We have not been able to recruit people. We have not been able to build cadres. We don't have adequate numbers of staff who are trained and capable. Central government, through the SASKI program, is supporting cadreization, whether in environment, environmental engineering, whether it is climate consciousness, whether it is in town planning and sewage management and so on. My request to all of you, particularly the honorable ministers who are here, kindly look at how you can strengthen the state, your own local bodies to build cadres, because there is a supporting framework that is available. And once that comes, our multilateral friends are here who will help in building capability. So this is the first thing I want to say before we move on. And the second point is, going forward, these 2 days of conclave is going to result in identification of definite pathways, definite plans. Please contribute. Please make it the national agenda. We need a commonly identified, commonly visualized Urban Agenda 2047. And as all of us have heard, that we will be becoming close to 50-60% urban in less than 15-16 years. What it means is that we are going to add 400 million more people to our cities, which also means that we need to ensure that this transition happens in a very well supported manner so that every person, every citizen is supported by adequate social service, infrastructure service, quality of life service. Honorable Minister just inaugurated an exhibition. On his behalf, I will invite all of you, please take 15 minutes, visit that exhibition. It contains the ideas or aspirations of what we want the Vikasit Bharat urban to be. It has to be a well-supported place, a happy place. So in that direction, when we are going, we require all of us to work together consciously, cohesively in a common direction. This urban agenda setting exercise has been going on, but today, with your participation under the guidance of the Minister, we will be perhaps cutting out the first draft of it, which will be presenting to the government for approval. And hopefully from next year, we will all work towards that achievement of the common agenda. And it is important that all of you are here, carry back this message to our colleagues in the states who haven't been able to join, carry it back to all the academia who haven't joined here, because together we have to create the India urban agenda, because when India succeeds, the world will succeed. Long time back, they used to say, when Napoleon was almost guiding and impacting in Europe, they used to say, when Napoleon sneezes, Europe has a cold. So similarly, if India sneezes, the world will have a cold, but I'd like to put it positively. When India stands up and grows, the world will prosper, and it is all in our collective hands. Thank you very much.